Hi, my name is Daniel Sulzbach, also known as Mr. Repsion here on YouTube, and today, welcome to blank. I'll let you guys decide the series name. Be creative. Whatever I like, I'll probably use for this series. So what this new series is it specifically deals with me just talking to you guys about my past in terms of growing up as a child, fun adventures that I went on, my imagination, things that I did, family experiences, embarrassing moments with as minimal editing as possible. I just want to be clear-cut. There may be a few edits there and there depending on if I get tongue-tied or whatever, but for the most part, this is going to be all new material that you have never heard before. So, let's get started. My name is Daniel, as I already previously mentioned, and I was born December 5th, 1991. My earliest memory that I can remember was between the ages of 4 and 6, and I'm going to give you the story of the three amigos. The three amigos was myself, Dallas, and Brandon. Technically, it should be the four, but there was 4 people, but I consider them the three amigos because we were the 3 kids between the ages 4 and 5 that we hung out together all of the time. If I had to describe Dallas, Dallas was the same age as me, I believe, or 1 year younger, so he was, I was 5 at the time, he was 4. But the amazing thing about Dallas is he was one of these kids that would do anything you asked him to do. He was one of these kids that would be easily influenced if you said, hey, can you do this for me? Hey, go do this. He would go do it without question. He was just one of those young little kids that would do anything. If he looked up to people who were older than him on a regular basis, and basically whoever told him what to do, he would do it without question. And that was something that Brandon and me both liked, because Dallas would literally just do stupid things and we'd laugh at it. He was kind of like our, the Three Stooges. He was kind of like Curly, the dumb one. I don't want to say that he was dumb, but he was just easily influenced to do everything. And we took great amusement in making him do embarrassing things. And things that we didn't want to do, or were too afraid to do. We would always say, Dallas, go do this, and he would do it. Brandon, on the other hand, when I first met him, I remember the first time his mother brought him over to my house, and I couldn't understand what was wrong with him. Because when his mother came up the stairs, talked to my mom, she introduced me to Brandon. Brandon didn't say anything. He was one of those kids that was really shy. Those shy kids that hold onto their mother's arm or leg, and when they are introduced to someone, they're super shy. They don't want to, talk to anybody, look at anybody, don't talk. Yeah, he was one of those types of kids, at least to start. My first experience of Brandon was him cuddled in a ball like this, just a little ball, at the bottom of our stairs. And for the duration of the hour that he was at my house, he just was in a ball like this, and I went up to him, I said, hi. Nothing. I could not get him out of his ball. He was like cemented in place, right? So what did I start to do? I went up to my room, I got some toys out, because I wanted to interact with him. I'm 5 years old. I want someone to play with. I'm a young little boy. I have imagination. I want a friend. And I took out Legos, took out, I remember throwing balloons on him, just like randomly. And then I got the key toy, which made him pop out of his shell. And I'll always remember this, because even to this very day, Brandon loves dinosaurs. And what I actually brought out was, in fact, the dinosaur, the green dinosaur from the original Toy Story. I can't even remember the name, but I believe Tom Hanks does the voice acting for the green dinosaur in Toy Story, whatever his name was. But I brought him out. It was a big one, like big toy. I wish I still had the toy, but I brought it out, put it in front of him. I'm like, do you like dinosaurs? And that is when Brandon opened his cocoon and looked and started to interact with me. It was a great emotional, spiritual, moving experience. The fact that I was able to get him to open up. And to this very day, Brandon loves dinosaurs. Then, of course, there was the neighbor, who is number 4, who I never really liked, but we tolerated because he was the rich kid. He had everything. I had an N64, my first console. Brandon had an N64. Dallas had an N64. But Justin Jensen, always remember that name, wish I could see him today. Justin Jensen was the kid that we all envied but hated. We envied him because he had everything. We would go over to his house, purposefully to play his consoles. He had an NES, a Super Nintendo, an N64, every single Nintendo 64 game you could possibly imagine, he had. So what did we do? We tolerated him. We'd go over to him, Brandon, me, even sometimes Dallas, we'd all go over there and play on his console because why not? He has more games than us. He has a rich family. He has everything, and at that age, when you're 4 and 5 years old, quantity is better than quality. The more you see, the larger it is, the more amazing and insane it is. You know, you see all those things, you go look at you know, toys and stuff, things that you used to play with, love, when you were a young child, and then you look at it like, wow, that was really small, but when you were a child, it was huge! So we always choose the quantity over the quality of the game, so we just saw his massive game collection and would play. We would use Justin Jensen specifically to play video games. I mean, what kid hasn't done that? But see, there was always a rivalry between me and Justin and Brandon and Dallas, because Justin knew that Dallas was easily influenced, and he was always trying to steal Dallas from us. In fact, Justin Jensen would invite Dallas over sometimes specifically to spite us, so we wouldn't be able to hang out with him, because he knew that we liked Dallas a lot. We always hung out, the three amigos, and Justin Jensen was always trying to take Dallas away from us. For whatever reason, I don't know, but it's one of those things that we would always try to fight for Dallas. Dallas was the middleman, and we were two people tugging him, and then Justin Jensen was over here tugging him with all of his video games, and he had everything. And of course, you know, Dallas was easily influenced, so Dallas would usually be won over by Justin Jensen, which would leave Brandon and me very angry and holding a lot of resentment towards Justin. But then something very sad happened. At the age of 6, my family decided to move from the neighborhood. I lived on a cul-de-sac. I would sell lemonade and popsicles on the side street, but my family decided to move. And that is when my family decided to move that I lost contact with Dallas. I lost contact with Justin Jensen, but I haven't lost contact with Brandon. I still see him from time to time, more like year to year, but whatever it be, I'm still in contact with him. I'm still friends with him. And boy, do I have a lot of good memories with Brandon that I'll get into in another video. But when we moved, I was so angry, so livid when we moved from that neighborhood that when we moved to our new house, we had a big, long, blacktop driveway. We had, the whole side of the driveway had these, I don't know the name of them, I think they're arborvitae trees, and in between each tree was a wired, light. You know, those lights on the side of the driveways that light up, that it's underground wired. Well, I was so angry that we moved that I ran in between each tree. I kicked it from the ground, ripped it from the ground, broke the wiring, shattered the light bulb, only to find out that I did this to each one, varying up to almost $2,500 that I destroyed because I was so angry. I then took a knife, and stabbed it in the kitchen floor and made a gigantic deep hole, which we had to get the kitchen floor replaced because I did it so deep that the thing was starting to peel out, and then this floor was essentially ruined. I was an angry child growing up because I lost some of my dearest friends. But at the same time, those memories with those friends will always remain in here. My name is Daniel Sulzbach, also known as Mr. Repsion. Thank you for watching. Peace to rep out, and by all means, love to hear your thoughts on a creative title for this series that I have started. Thank you for watching.